五加行的第一个就是修大乘佛教的皈依就是皈依三宝，然后主要是内心当中皈依三宝修，同时也要念这个皈依的偈颂，要念10万遍。
Practitioner then goes on to completing the 5 inner preliminaries, and these include firstly the taking of Mahayana refuge. This entails taking refuge in one's mind while reciting the refuge liturgy 100,000 times.
然后第二就是发菩提心，那这个菩提心呢，这个五加行里面的一个非常关键的一个修法，然后就修菩提心，也要念诵念诵10万遍，但是这个念诵10万遍不是主要的内容，主要的最关键的就是要去修必须要有菩提心。然后有了菩提心以后呢，在这个菩提心的基础上，然后就可以修大乘佛教的这些所有的法，所以这个非常重要。第二就是这个菩提心。
And next is the cultivation of bodhicitta. This is extremely important. During the cultivation of bodhicitta in the preliminary practices, we have a recitation that needs to be repeated 100,000 times. This needs to be done, but really the important thing is the practice, the actual cultivation of bodhicitta. Once we have cultivated bodhicitta, then upon this foundation we can undertake all kinds of Mahayana practice. So first cultivating bodhicitta is extremely important.
然后第三就是修金刚萨埵的修法。的金刚萨埵的修法，它的目的就是忏悔我们的罪过，因为我们每一个人我们的身体、我们的语言、我们的心已经造了很多很多的罪过。如果这些罪过不清净的话这些罪过就像很厚很厚的云层一样，有了这些罪过以后呢，我们没有办法看到我们的心的本心，它是最大的阻碍最大的阻碍。就像我们有这个乌云的时候永远都看不到太阳一样，如果这些罪过不忏悔的话是我们没有办法看到心的本心。所以在这个时候修金刚萨埵的修法，然后念百字明，念10万遍。但是这个念不是最重要，重要的就是要修发自内心的去修。这是第三个这个五加行里面的第三个加行。
So the third of the inner preliminaries is Vajrasattva practice. The purpose of Vajrasattva practice is to confess our wrongdoings. All of us have committed a great deal of wrongdoings through the actions of our body, speech, and mind. And if we don't purify this negative karma, then it will be like a very thick layer of cloud that prevents us from seeing and experiencing the basic nature of our mind. It will really be the greatest obstacle here. So just like if the sky is covered by clouds, we will never be able to see the sun. If we don't confess our wrongdoings properly, then it won't be possible for us to see the basic nature of mind. So with this practice, we engage in Vajrasattva practice, and at the same time complete 100,000 recitations of the Vajrasattva 100-syllable mantra. And again, whilst the recitation is important, it's not the most important thing. The actual confession practice is. So this is the third of the inner preliminary practices.
然后第四就是修曼茶罗修曼茶罗的目的就是积累资粮。如果我们没有积累资粮的话，也就见不到这个心的本心。所以要见到我们心的本心的话，我们需要有福报有福报有这个功德才能够看得到心的本心。没有福报的人看不到这个我们的心的本心。所以在大乘佛教里面呢，积累资粮的最好的方法就是供曼茶罗。当然也有很多其他的这个积累资粮的方法，但是这是最好的方法。所以最后这个第四个就是供曼茶罗，供10万遍然后这是第四个加行。
The fourth inner preliminary practice is the mandala offerings, and we do this in order to accumulate merit, because without merit it again is not possible for us to see the original face of our minds. So in the Mahayana tradition, the best way of accumulating merit is making mandala offerings. And by accumulating merit in this way, we will be able to see the nature of our minds. So this is the fourth inner preliminary practice.
好，最后一个就是上师瑜伽。因为我们前面的比如说已经皈依了大乘佛教的皈依，然后发了菩提心，然后也这个忏悔了罪过，然后也积累了资粮这些都已经具备了，这些条件全部具备。那具备的时候呢，最后我们要证悟空心，就是需要上师的加持，然后为了得到这个上师的加持，要修上师瑜伽。这个是这个五加行里面的最后一个。
The fifth and final inner preliminary practice is Guru Yoga practice. So by this stage we've already successfully taken refuge, cultivated bodhicitta, confessed our wrongdoings, and accumulated merit. So we've fulfilled all of these different criteria. However, if we are going to realize emptiness, then we also require the blessing of our teacher. So it's for this purpose that we need to practice Guru Yoga, and this is the fifth and final inner preliminary practice.
如果我们没有上师的加持，然后我们光是靠这个理论的知识去证悟，那是没有办法的，没办法证悟为什么呢？因为这个大圆满大受因或者是这个禅宗的明心见性这些都是我们的语言是没有办法直接告诉我们因为他们都是已经超越了我们的语言的表达的这个范围所以我们的语言是没有办法直接告诉我们什么是大圆满，什么是大受因没有办法的。那语言没有办法表达，然后我们的推理，比如说我们学中观的时候呢，我们可以逻辑推理然后理论上我们知道一切这个所有都是空性理论上知道，但是这个理论这是一个理论而已， 怎么样这个理论怎么样变成我自己的体会怎么样变成我的这个体会这就是需要有上师的加持。如果有上师的加持，然后就很快速的就发现我们自己的心的本性。所以这个时候就需要修上师瑜伽，然后呢，上师瑜伽里面呢就包含了10万个这个大礼拜这个全部加起来叫做五加行。
Without the blessing, without the blessings of a teacher, it is not possible for us to realize emptiness just by relying on theoretical understanding or theoretical knowledge. And the reason for this is that the state of great perfection or Mahamudra or realizing the self-nature of mind in the Chan tradition, all of these states are not ones that are possible to convey using language because they transcend, in fact, the scope of what is able to be expressed through language. It's not possible to communicate these states directly using words. And whilst it may be possible for us through a process of logical reasoning, such as by using logical reasoning methods in the Madhyamika tradition to establish the empty nature of mind, the question really is how we go about converting this or transforming this theoretical understanding into our own experiential understanding. And in order to do this, we need a teacher's blessing. And once we have this, we can rapidly discover the nature of mind. So it's for this reason that we need to engage in guru yoga practice, and this includes 100,000 prostrations. So all of these together comprise the 5 inner preliminary practices.
好，这个5个加行后面的这5个加行呢，在藏传佛教的任何一个教派里面呢，都有的，所有的教派都有。都要修菩提心，都要修皈依，然后曼扎罗，然后这个金刚萨埵这些所有的教派都是有的，而且他们的修法修行的方法也是基本上都是一致的。所以我们不管是修这个尼玛的或者噶举的或者其他的都一样，这个加行是必须要修的。那这些每一个加行都有一个标准那我们每一个加行都要达到这个标准以后，然后才可以修下一个加行。
So these last 5 inner preliminary practices are common to all sects or all schools of Tibetan Buddhism. That is, all of the preliminary practices include cultivating bodhicitta, taking refuge on mandala offerings, vajrasattva practice, etc. And in terms of the way that each of the inner preliminaries is practiced, essentially the methods across the different schools are much the same, are mostly the same. So therefore, regardless of whether it's the Nyingma tradition or the Kagyu tradition, in all traditions the preliminary practices need to be completed. And in terms of each practice within the preliminary practices, there is a particular level of satisfactory completion that needs to be reached before the next practice can be begun.